What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Sandbox today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. We're talking about Sandbox for a very specific reason today. This is my next purchase. It's what I have my eyes set on for my next purchase. I do plan on buying. I actually am going to buy after this video. I was going to buy literally about 30 minutes ago, but I decided I would make this video first and then buy. I like to buy after making videos, as opposed to what most YouTubers do, which is they buy at the really low points, and then once it's blown up a 5x and it's at the top, they tell you guys that that's a coin that they're holding just so that they can sell to you and you're their exit liquidity. I don't want to do that, so I like to make the purchases after I make a YouTube video. So after I'm done with this video, you guys know. But by the time you're watching this, I'm probably already making the purchase. On that note, on X.com, I do actually make. Anytime I make a purchase or a sell, I make a notification on there on X.com. So if you want to follow me on X, my handle is C-Zar the Great at Chris Harris 85. Chris Harris 85 is my alias. C-Zar the Great is my real name. It's backwards. You can figure it out, right? Sandbox here though. I will let you guys know what price I buy. I never say how much I buy because I don't think that's anybody's business. I think it's just my business, right? You know, for various reasons, it's nobody's business, but I do always say what price I buy. So Sandbox here at 57, basically 58 cents beyond my own stuff. I do think that it goes higher. I think this look right here that you've got is that you've broken above your 123 green line here, your moving average on a weekly basis. You are finding support on it, and almost always this kind of setup results in phenomenal price action, you guys. Beyond the green line, it looks like you're in some kind of a bull flag in itself. That also tends to result in very positive price action as well, from a low to a high. If this is a bull flag, if it's to be respected or regarded or treated as such, the target move would be at about $2.35. You're at about 57, 58 cents now. If we take an overall high to low of this range, I would expect you go anywhere from your 618 to your 886. Okay, just so you know, high to low here. Well, that is your measure move. That is your 61869. That's at $2.05 to $2.70. Absolutely a viable target. And prior areas of support right here, you could confirm it as resistance. Maybe you go a little bit above that measure move. It's a measure move. You don't have to hit it. You could fall short of it. You could exceed it. You could hit it perfectly. Any and all of those options. It's just an idea, but something. The idea literally points to the middle of this golden ratio zone. So I think $2.06, it looks like $2.70, very likely target area that we go probably by the end of February. I would even think the middle of February. If it's not by the end of January, then it would likely be in like the first or second week of February. So this is going to happen in a very short amount of time, and that's why the urgency. That's why I spent so much time talking at first about why or the fact that I am going to buy this coin. I've had my eyes on it for a while, and I'm very excited actually to be making this purchase. Higher lows here, higher highs here, being at the bottom of the range. I assume you go to the top of the range. The next time you get overbought, we're going to get some good readings, man. Anytime we get overbought, or at least recently, you got overbought here, beautiful move. Got overbought again, you continued the move. Got overbought again, you even went higher than your last high. You got overbought again, and that was a phenomenal move. If we zoom out again, we're zooming out on the weekly basis here. You're in this grand kind of accumulation zone right here, right? You had your bull cycle top, bear cycle all the way down, and now boom, you've been moving sideways for a while. You're at the top of this range, right? You don't like the circles, you don't like the blobs. I don't like the blobs. Let's make a square. Let's do a square. How about a square? Squares are good. Let's do, why can't I find a square? Would it be like this? No. Is it this? Square. Where are the squares? Am I wrong? Oh, it's right here. I think I knew that. I just didn't, I drew a blank or something. I don't know. But yeah, you've been in this for a long time, and this time here, the brush, you know, you tipped off, you had this tip here, and then you just kind of sold off rather gradually. Here you had your tip, you sold off rather gradually. Here you tipped, you sold off, and now you're moving sideways a little bit, right? I suppose you could say you sold off here and then you're moving sideways, so hopefully we can change things around in that aspect. We don't continue moving lower, but the only difference between this area here and this area here is significantly stronger readings in the RSI, significantly stronger readings in the RSI. You're above your 123 moving average, your green line here. where you didn't even have it back here, but I think if this just went flat back or whatever, you know, you're definitely below it there. And you have a lot more volume, a ton more volume here. So breakout move, looks like a breakout move to me. It looks like the beginnings of something that is going to go higher. Again, I was talking about the 2618 or the $2 area, the 61869, right? What was it, $1? No, that's not right. Hold on. Would have been 205, 206 to like $2.70. That could be the area, but genuinely, guys, this thing could, and I know it sounds crazy because that's already a very phenomenal amount of growth in a very short amount of time. This thing could go ballistic and go all the way up to 383 or 554. It's always important to consider these crazy numbers when we're talking about these short-term moves because this is crypto. Crypto gets its reputation for a reason, right? It doesn't just grow like this its whole life. There are periods in time where we do this, where we do this, where we do stuff like that. There are periods in time. It's nice growing at this pace. It's nice. And then whenever you're growing at this pace, it sets the stage. It's like, oh, we're probably going to move up at this trajectory. Nobody ever expects crypto to just do what crypto does best and just go right through the roof. So all I'm saying is, while yes, our suitable target is somewhere in this area, you never know when this thing can just go full ballistic, man, like literally going up to new all-time highs, maybe not new all-time highs, but around like $4 to $5, $6 in the same amount of time. So on that note of all-time highs, let's talk about it and then we'll wrap up this video. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't, by the way. From an all-time high to the low here, the all-time high in November 2021 to the low that we had in August of 2024. Based off of what we have here, I think the suitable targets would be anything from 1.272 to 1618 fib extensions. When I say 1.272 to the 1618, I'm talking about the numbers here to the left, right? Those fib levels correspond with $23 to $83 in price targets, okay? Which at a minimum would mean from the current price at about 58 cents, Sandbox would grow at a minimum 39x, about 40x, to a maximum of well over 100x. So is that possible? Let's look at coin market cap and then we'll, or coin gecko, sure, and then we'll finish it up. Coin gecko slowly making its way back into my heart, but it's still too glitchy. $1.4 billion. 1.4 billion. If Sandbox was to go all the way up here, it's 141x times 1.4 billion. I don't want to do the math in my head, man. It would be over 140 billion, right? It'd be probably over 200 billion even. But what were the numbers? 1.41 billion times 141.7. 141.7. Thousands would be trillions. All right, so if this is 1,000, we know it's not likely going to happen because I don't think this thing will hit thousands, right? Just because I'm doing it by this, I'm not entering in billions. It's 1.41 billion, so 10 would be 10 billion, 100 would be 100 billion. Does that make sense, right? 199. Okay, yeah, it's 200 billion. I could see that. I could genuinely see it. That's a nice psychological level of resistance too, and it's your golden ratio. I could genuinely see that. Maximum high, $83. Absolutely, I think Sandbox could achieve that. If not, a very suitable target, absolutely achievable target, is at about $40. So that makes a lot of sense to me too. So something around there. Minimum target $23, and even at the minimum, most pessimistic, I mean, dude, that's still nearly a 40x. That's awesome. So Sandbox, very, very high targets in mind. You can tell why I love it. You can see why I love it, man. I like metaverse tokens. I like gaming tokens. And this thing, I think, is a beast in its own. I think that it will do well. I'm still curious to see which one does better between Sandbox and Mana. I do like Mana a little bit more than Sandbox personally. It's been around longer, so I mean that's the main reason why it's the first metaverse token, but Sandbox is leading it in market cap valuation. I just wonder, you know, with this, the minimum expectations and the maximum expectations are not as much as Sandbox, so definitely more potential in Sandbox there, I would say. Yeah, because even here, its middle target is the same as Sandbox's like lowest target. So yeah, a lot of potential there. You never know with either of these coins, though, man. You never know when Mana could be the one that outperforms Sandbox, right? Maybe it does 100 and something x and Sandbox doesn't, but I'm going to end the video there. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to buy some Sandbox right after I make this video. Okay, bye-bye.